Cookbook. I'm Elaine Johnson, Senior Food Editor at Sunset Magazine and the co-editor of Camp Sunset. And I'm really excited to welcome Jenny Curto, who is PR Manager of Therm-a-Rest. We're going to be talking about cozy fall camping today, and the fall is maybe the best time of the year to go camping. All the crowds are gone, and it's beautiful with the leaves changing color and all that. And Jenny's going to tell us about ways to be super cozy and comfortable in camp. She's going to talk about what you need to know if you are choosing a new camping mat, and some special gear for couples who like to go camping. And then we're going to learn about what's new with camping hammocks. So shall we start with being cozy in camp with the weather changing color and all that?
Yes. There is nothing better when it's getting a little brisk out to cozy up by the fire, the campfire, especially now that a lot of the burn bans are off. You can finally do that again. So when you're hanging out around the campfire, obviously you need a couple good chairs. So I wanted to show you guys these Therm-a-Rest Treo chairs that we're using. The Treo chair is really cool because it packs down into its base, into its legs. So it's this really small, compact package. So if you're car camping, it's really great.
Try?
Yeah.
This is really light.
Yeah, it's awesome.
And it's solid. I don't think that would get smashed in the back of my car.
Exactly. And it takes up so little space in your trunk, which is awesome. So we have the Treo here, and then the Quadra chair is what you're in, and it's very similar, but it has 4 legs instead of 3.
And it has back support.
Yes, it's awesome.
Makes it really comfortable.
It's awesome.
Not every camp chair has good back support, so
definitely.
That's a consideration.
These guys are great, and because they're so light, they're really easy to move around camp and bring in your tent, out around the fire, so on and so forth. Also key to being cozy around the campfire is layers, and in the fall you want to be prepared for any sort of weather. So I wanted to show you guys a couple Therm-a-Rest layers that we have. We have the Proton blanket, which is sort of a technical blanket. It has water-resistant fabric here, so if it starts to drizzle, you're not going to end up with a soggy blanket.
Nice. Just keep it away from the fire, of course.
Yes.
This is really cozy and very lightweight, too.
Definitely.
Yeah, I like that. And maybe it would even stretch for 2 people.
Yeah, definitely. And a cool thing about these blankets is you can also layer them on top of your sleeping bag if you're getting a little chilly in the middle of the night.
Oh, right, nice. And then you could, I think the way it packs up, you could probably even use it as a pillow.
Yes, exactly.
If you forget your pillow.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Also in Therm-a-Rest's blanket category is our Honcho Poncho, which is actually one of my favorite products. It's a little goofy the way it looks here, but I'll show you guys. It's a blanket that has a dual purpose.
Oh, nice. That looks very cozy.
As a very stylish poncho. It keeps you really warm. It also has that DWR coating, so if it starts to drizzle, you're all good.
And you've got a little zipper pouch.
Yes.
So you can pack snacks in there, maybe your whiskey flask, whatever it is you like to have around the fire.
And this is great too if you are camping with friends or family and you don't have a lot of privacy at your campground. This is also really great to change under. Some of my friends that surf also change in and out of their wetsuits under this. So
very nice.
Serves many purposes. And then the third thing that you really want to consider for staying cozy around the campfire in the fall is some sort of shelter. So what I like to do is set up a freestanding shelter or a tarp right when I get to camp so that if it starts to drizzle, your day is not ruined. You don't have to retreat right to your tent. So I wanted to show you guys this aerospace shelter by Therm-a-Rest. Just this year, Therm-a-Rest actually introduced their first line of tents, and this is one of the products in that line.
So, but you're thinking this is in addition to a tent? This is just an extra for your area, your hangout area, is that right?
Exactly. Over a picnic table, it fits perfectly. It's great over the kitchen, so if it starts to drizzle again, you can cook without disruption. It's cool too because it actually mates with one of our tents, our 6-person Tranquility utility tent, so you can add this ginormous vestibule if you want.
Oh, nice. So if it's really suddenly raining buckets, then you've got a place to hang out and play cards or whatever you want to be doing.
Exactly.
Yeah, excellent. Let's talk about camping mats.
Yes.
So I have had a Therm-a-Rest mat since, I don't know, I was 19 or something like that, and it's a great mat. It was one of those old orange ones, and finally, after a million years, the valve got a little bit funky, and I took it to the store where I bought it, and I said, is there any way to repair this? And they said, oh yeah, they'll just repair it free. So I sent it off. I have a new valve, and it works as good as new. But since then, my family has bought a bunch of other mats as well. But we've got big, bulky ones. You know, they're great for car camping. I went backpacking this last weekend, and I did take my Therm-a-Rest pad, but it was a little big. And so I was excited when you said that there are some different options.
Definitely.
Now.
So if you're choosing a camping mattress, you definitely want to think, how am I going to use this mattress? Am I going to be using it mostly for car camping where I'm not going to have to carry it very far? Or is there a chance that I'm going to be using it for backpacking or mostly for backpacking where I might be carrying it 10 miles?
Sure.
If you're going to be using it for backpacking, you're going to want to select something from our fast and light category. So those are going to be lightweight and compact mattresses. So I brought this guy to show you.
That is teeny.
So teeny. This is our NeoAir X-Lite. It is super lightweight. I think this guy is 12 ounces, and it packs down about the size of a Nalgene. So this is great if you're doing long distances.
A Nalgene water bottle.
Yeah, exactly. But then if you're car camping, you might as well go ultimate comfort and choose something like this Dreamtime mattress. So yes, it's definitely larger and heavier, but it is going to feel...
shoulder strap. That's nice.
There you go.
Yeah.
It's going to feel the most like your mattress at home.
Now, what about the technology different? They must be a little bit different, the two. What are they made of, and what about inflating and all that?
Yeah, exactly. So once you've decided kind of what you're going to use your mattress for, then you have to decide whether you want an all-air mattress or whether you want a foam mattress. And there's a couple pros and cons to each. So an air mattress like these are going to pack down really small, but you're going to have to inflate them, and some people find that... Yeah, some people kind of find that burdensome. And then if you choose a a foam mattress, they're going to be a little bit larger, a little bit heavier, but once you open that valve, the foam expands and pulls in air, so it self-inflates, so you don't have to do as much huffing and puffing.
So that's the original Therm-a-Rest technology that a lot of people know your company
exactly
for. Is that right? Yeah,
1972 is
when they first came out?
Yeah.
That's amazing. So you just lay it out, and in a few minutes it kind of blows itself up, and then you maybe do a few little puffs.
Exactly.
And that's it.
Yeah. But with regards to inflation, if you have a OG old school mattress like Elaine does and you're looking for an upgrade, there are some cool new technologies that Therm-a-Rest and other brands have been releasing with regards to inflation and deflation and different valves. So I wanted to show you guys one that we released a couple years ago called Speed Valve. And if you own a camping mattress now, you're probably familiar with this little guy on the side here. It's tried and true. We've used it in our mattresses for 45 years, but it can only let so much air in and out. So I want to show you guys Speed Valve. When you're ready to deflate your mattress, this Speed Valve here allows almost instant deflation.
Wow, that is really fast. So it's got an opening that's just like a big plastic bag.
Exactly. So it deflates really, really quickly, but then when you're ready to inflate your mattress, it also goes faster. So the way Speed Valve works, you tuck this inner black valve inside, and then you put your face about 6 to 8 inches away and blow into the mattress like you're blowing out birthday candles.
Wow, that is really impressive.
It's way faster.
Yeah.
And then you roll this guy up like you're rolling up a dry bag if you've ever gone canoeing or kayaking. So you just got to get a good seal here, buckle it, and then you can top it off with a few extra breaths with the small valve, or let a little air out if you want. So that's what's really exciting and new from Therm-a-Rest mattresses.
Yeah, that is very exciting. So you guys have so many things beyond your traditional mats, and I know we talked about things for couples who like to go camping, and I think you brought a few things to show us today for people who like to go camping with your sweetheart. Let's take a look at those.
Definitely. So we heard a lot from our customers that couples want to sleep when they're camping the way they do at home. So we have a few different systems that really aim to mock what your sleep setup looks like at home. So this guy here is our Vela double quilt. And the quilt can be used on its own by a single person or in this double setup using our coupler sheet. And the coupler sheet is really cool because you can use the mattresses that you have at home.
So it's just your regular like Therm-a-Rest pads.
Yeah.
And then you
slide them into the
slide that
sleeve.
over. Okay.
And then it mates the mattresses. So it's almost seamless here between the two.
You don't have the issue in the middle of the night where the two pads go sliding way
exactly
way apart. Yeah.
And then another cool thing about the coupler sheet is there are these loops on the side, and the quilt has integrated snaps here, so it's really keeps everything in place, and your partner can't steal the sheets and blankets from you in the middle of the night. And it's really a whole system that works really nicely together.
And this feels really soft.
Yeah, this is down, super cozy, and packs down quite small as well.
And how would you wash this? Is this like a down sleeping bag where you get some special down soap?
Yes.
And wash it in your bathtub or in a big capacity washer?
Yeah, Nick Wax makes a great down wash that we recommend that you can use in your own washer at home if you follow their instructions.
Yeah, and what about the sheet?
The sheet you can just wash just like any old regular sheet. So it's super easy.
And then I think you brought
a couple
pillows as well. Tell us about those.
These are our Airhead pillows, and these are a couple years old now. I'll show you guys how small they pack up here. So it's full with all air.
Oh, it's got the same valve system that you have for the pads. Nice.
Exactly. So super tiny for packing. And then, we have another system here.
Let's take a look at this.
Uh-oh, looks a little messy.
It looks kind of lumpy. What's going on here?
Hi.
Hey, who's this?
Are you having a snooze in here?
No.
Is it comfortable? So not only are these coupler systems great for you and your significant other, but they're also really, really great for families. You can have your child in between you two, or great for sleepovers too.
Yeah.
You think this would be good for a sleepover?
Mm-hmm.
So this is Archer.
Hi, Archer.
What a nice surprise to have you here. Tell us about, Jenny, tell us about this pad.
Yeah, so this is our Dorado Duo, which looks pretty similar to the Vela Double. The biggest difference here is it has a zipper track that attaches the sleeping bag to the sheet. So it's different. Bye, Archer. Different from the loops and snaps here. So this bag can be used as a single bag if you're just going out for the weekend by yourself and you need a sleeping bag. The sides zip together as a top and bottom, or you can use it with the coupler sheet as a double system.
Oh, nice. Okay, so if it's really cold, I can see how this would be nicer than the loops, which would be good for warmer weather. But if it's getting really chilly, you want to zip things up, then that's pretty handy.
And what I do is sometimes I cheat and I pull this out of my tent and I fold the whole system like a taco and throw it in the back of my car so that I don't even need to take apart the system each time I go camping. So that's
nice.
a fun fact.
You must have a pretty decent sized vehicle that you
Yeah.
bring.
Yeah, this is also great in the back. You know, truck camping and van camping are really popular
sure.
these days.
Yeah.
Systems like this are really great in the back of a pickup truck with a canopy over it.
Yeah. I like how fuzzy these are because I know sometimes with camping pillows they can go sliding all over the place, which can be annoying.
Exactly.
In the middle of the night. So these feel like they would kind of grip the sheet there.
They do.
Yeah, that's good.
And you know, I was thinking for mattresses, for storing them at the end of the season. Do you want to
Yeah,
talk
let's
about that?
let's talk about that. So actually let's talk about most of this gear. The pads. The pads. First of all, most folks have a pad. What do you do with that? Maybe middle of the winter, you're not going to be camping for a few months.
Yeah, so first you want to make sure it's clean. So actually our body oils can deteriorate the lamination over time. So you want to make sure that you just do kind of warm water with a sponge over the mattress, and then if there's any stains that you want to get rid of, just a basic household cleaner like 409 or something works. And then you want to make sure the mattress is completely dry, and you want to store it in a dry place so it won't develop any mold or mildew.
Yeah.
And you also want to make sure that it's out of direct sunlight because UV rays can also affect the fabric over time. But then kind of the funky part is that you want to actually store the mattress unrolled with the valve open. And the reason why is because if you let the foam sit all winter in its expanded shape, in its expanded form, then when you're ready to go use it in the spring, it's going to bounce back to that state much more quickly when you're out in the field.
So instead of rolling it up and thinking, oh, I want it to be compact, you just let it do its thing. So you store it under the bed, maybe.
Exactly. Behind
back
the
of the
couch.
closet if you have a decent sized closet.
Exactly.
Yeah, okay, good to know. I've been doing it the right way.
Yes. And then for the down bags and synthetic, it's important that they get to keep their loft. If you keep them in their tiny compression sack all winter, the loft, again, sort of isn't going to expand as quickly once you're ready to use it again in the spring. So most stuff sacks, or when you buy a sleeping bag, there'll usually be 2 stuff sacks that come with your bag. One is the kind of tiny compression sack for use, and then it should come with a larger, usually mesh stuff sack. So make sure you're storing your sleeping bags in that larger stuff sack so that it can stay lofty.
Yeah, good to know.
Yeah.
Good to know. We ready to talk about hammocks?
Yeah,
All
totally.
right. Let's see what you brought.
Have you ever spent the night in a hammock, Elaine?
I have not spent the whole night in a hammock. I'm a little nervous that,
Okay.
I mean, I love hammocks. Who doesn't love a hammock? But I'm a little nervous that in the middle of the night I would wind up flipped upside down and I'd be on the ground. So tell me how I could avoid that and how I could be sure I'd be comfortable and not be like wrapped up in a cocoon if I wasn't on the ground.
Flip out of it. Hopefully not. But yeah, so first when you're choosing a hammock, you kind of want to decide if you want a single hammock or a double hammock. So I have
double hammock.
Yeah.
I did not know there are double hammocks. This is a single hammock.
Yes, correct. And this is the double version of the Therm-a-Rest Slacker hammock, and it's wider to accommodate 2 people. I've spent the night in a hammock before, but not with my boyfriend, and I really can't imagine that being comfortable, but we'll talk about single setups for now. So what we have here is, again, the single Slacker Therm-a-Rest hammock. It's a brushed polyester.
Brushed polyester?
Yeah,
Oh,
so
this
it's
is pretty
really soft.
Yeah, it feels soft. It doesn't feel all slippery like some hammocks are.
Totally. And then there's the hammock itself is quite comfortable, but there's several accessories that you can add to your hammock to make your experience more enjoyable. So first of all, a lot of people, it's a pretty common mistake, a lot of people forget the straps. So our hammocks, the way they come at the store, they include carabiners here, but they don't include straps to attach to a tree. So those are sold separately. So these are our Therm-a-Rest Slacker suspenders, and this is what you would use to attach the hammock to the tree.
Now, do you have the option of attaching to a tree or attaching to a frame like this?
Yeah, totally. So the straps aren't needed for the frame because it's just the perfect length here to accommodate the hammock. But with trees, you know, it's kind of tricky to find the perfect distance apart. So the straps give you a little bit more flexibility with those.
Do you recommend that people have both? Is that a good idea?
You know, I wouldn't necessarily travel with the frame. It's pretty bulky. The frame could be something cool in, you know, in the backyard.
Oh, sure, that could be fun.
Something like that.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't necessarily recommend bringing it out camping.
I guess it depends. If you know you've got trees, then you don't need the frame.
And then there's a few other accessories that are great. So it's important to have insulation when you're sleeping in a hammock. So we have this, it's called the Slacker Snuggler, and it's an underquilt. So when I first started learning about hammock camping, I was like, that looks so cozy. Why wouldn't you put that in the hammock with you?
Now, which part's the snuggler?
It's this yellow part underneath here.
Oh, so this is, okay, so this part is the hammock.
Correct.
And this is like a cocoon.
Exactly.
Ah.
So it insulates your body temperature or your body heat back to you and makes it a lot warmer. I was really surprised. And then you can also add a mattress into your hammock as well for comfort and for added insulation. So this is the Therm-a-Rest Slacker Pad, and it's shaped, you can see it thins out here at the end, so it's shaped really nicely for a hammock. It's made specifically for a hammock.
Right. It seems like that might give it a little extra stability.
Totally.
Too?
Yeah, yes, definitely. With the square corners, it can be a little wonky in the hammock.
Yeah. Yeah, so maybe I would not wind up on the ground
exactly.
with all these considerations. But you have a couple other things as well.
Yes, so another thing, especially since we're talking fall camping, is you want to be prepared for the elements. So we have a bug shelter here that you can hang above the hammock from tree to tree, and it's basically a mesh net that goes around the hammock that protects you from bugs.
Nice.
And then we also have a rain fly, which this time of year is more important. And I can kind of show you here. Again, this would go between the two trees above the hammock. And it's a tarp that goes over the hammock to protect you.
Okay, yeah, so you just kind of hang it overhead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So with all these different accessories, hammock camping can be really comfortable regardless of the temperature and setting.
Yeah, and fun too.
Yeah. And it's great just to have around camp for reading a book, cuddling up.
Yeah, this is awesome. Well, Jenny from Therm-a-Rest, I want to thank you so much for all the amazing ideas for being cozy and comfortable out for fall camping, or really any time of camping. These are a lot of great tips that we can use year-round. So thank you very much.
Thanks for having me.
Facebook friends, thank you for joining us today. This has been a lot of fun. We welcome all your questions on Facebook, and we also have a ton of great camping resources at sunset.com/campsunset. So see you in the outdoors.